I have serious concerns about the well-being of our nation. It's not a political thing. It's just, I'm serious. I'm worried about y'all, honestly, because earlier this week I filmed putting on a coil cover. It was a single screw. 15,000 people watched that in 2 days, and I'm worried about you all. I'm sitting there thinking, what is going on out there that you're like, this is a good use of my time. And then today I have something equally not interesting to do and thought, maybe they'll like that also. For real, a coil cover. I mean, no social commentary, anyway. All right, so what I have to do today is remedy a problem with my 24 Street Glide, which is, there's a theme going on here that I created. Again, so y'all know I did a crappy job doing my cam job, and one of the push rods collapsed, and that caused a lifter to explode, and that caused a lot of work, but the bike's okay. Miraculously, bike's fine. Everything, the planets were aligned just right so that it stayed together. Another thing that happened as a side effect of that is when the bike broke in Leesburg, we pushed it into the rig, put it into the chalk, and left it. I'm like, I don't have time to mess with this, I'll mess with it later. And thought I had it on a tender when I finally unloaded it and brought it home, but that tender was turned off. The battery tender was unplugged. So the battery went completely flat and sat that way for 5 weeks. If you know anything about batteries, it's not real good on them. Now, I put my Genius charger on it, and it came back. Charged back up, bike started, all that stuff. And the next day I had some issues with the amp of my stereo. So there's fail-safes built into these amps and these stereos that if it reads a voltage level below a certain number on the stereo, it'll shut off. The amp won't come on if the battery level's too low. This is not a Harley specific thing. The Hogworks, the Wild Boar systems, they have that. The amp, if it reads below a certain voltage, I can't remember what it is, the amp will not come on until it detects the voltage being back. So it saves you so your bike will start. All right, so it does that. It's the same also kind of thing like motorhomes. It's just this like fail-safes built into stuff. Motorhomes, I digress. They have a generator and they run off a single fuel tank. If they do, if the fuel level goes below a certain level, generator shuts off and won't start. It's all these things to make sure you can get back on the road. Well, that's what the stereo is doing. If it reads too low of an amperage or voltage, it won't come on and you don't have a stereo. So that happened the next day, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. So what you have to do is when the bike's ignition turned on, not running, just turned on, you have to pull the main fuse, let everything reset, and get everything back to go. And then it came back and all that stuff after I charged it. Then it happened again. And I'm like, do I have an issue with the bike? No, software's up to date, no issues there, this, that, and the other. And I started thinking, I wonder if that battery is fakakta. It would make sense. Sitting flat for 5 weeks, this is an AGM battery, a gel battery. And after going down the rabbit hole online, they can go below, it's like 50 or 60% charge before they start sulfuricing, so something chemical starts happening inside the battery and it starts damaging its ability to hold a charge. Well, this was at 0 for 5 weeks. So whatever sulfication, sulfuricness, something sulfated, something did that a lot for 5 weeks. So this battery is just not holding up. Well, could go to Harley and buy another one. No big deal. Or we could try a lithium ion. Now, I went with a lithium ion for many reasons. One, they deal with parasitic draw better. So parasitic draw is a thing on these new bikes. Parasitic draw is a universal concept for anything electrical that has a battery, something slowly pulling on the battery. Right? Like something is, even when it's turned off, there's a little juice. An alarm system, if your alarm on your car has like motion detectors or perimeter things, all that stuff, that is taking electricity out of the battery. These advanced big screens and stereos and GPSs and stuff, and the security systems and all that stuff, like that's going to take a little juice. Lithium ion batteries, from what I understand, comment down below if you know better. They seem to handle parasitic draw better, right? Also, they're great if you don't live in a cold environment. Like it's hot. I live in South Florida. It's freaking hot all the time. 51 weeks out of the year. Then 1 week we get like the 50s, but 51 weeks out of the year hot as hell. So cold is not an issue. If you want a lithium ion battery and you live in some freaking subarctic place, so I'm thinking of you, Chris Venus, up there in freaking, where do you live? Northern Russia or something. He lives in Wyoming, I think. It's freaking insanely cold. Sends us pictures of buffalo with a foot of snow on them. Like it just, I don't know why people live in places like that. But anyway, if you live in a subarctic temperature like that, lithium ions can be problematic because they go to sleep or something, and you have to like turn a switch on and it like pull, and that'll cause the battery management system to come back on if it has one. So I looked at a bunch of different options and I got Advance. Well, because he's a buddy and so you give your money to your friends, right? So Advan Black makes a lithium-ion battery. I bought it, calm down, paid the money for it. And it's got a BMS system, and I have to check this version. I haven't opened it yet. The old one used to have like a percentage of charge on it. You can actually press a button on the battery itself. The other advantage of lithium-ion, they have way more ass, for what, per ounce. I have a lithium-ion I have a NOCO actually in my chopper here because Advans are only for touring bikes, side note. So they don't make one, otherwise it'd be one of my chopper as well. I have a little NOCO in here because chopper batteries are like teeny little things. So way more juice for the footprint of the battery. Handle heat really well. What else? Handle parasitic draw. And the huge thing is weight savings. I don't know if you have had an old Softail before, but try and take the battery out of one. Because everything's just like sandwiched. I'm talking twin cam, generation. That crossbones right there. It's ridiculous. Like, you can only get your fingertips on top of that battery, and then there's like suction even, and then the 35 pounds you're trying to pick up just sucks it right down to the bike. So, anyway, it's a real pain in the ass. That's going to get a lithium-ion pretty soon, too. Got to pick which one. There's a couple brands. I mean, Advans are fantastic for touring bikes. That's the one they make. But there's like Zero Gravity. They're kind of pricey, and I've heard some bad stories with chopper guys with Zero Gravity batteries. So I'm not saying maybe it's just that one or whatever, but just be aware I have heard of Zero Gravities being an issue. This NOCO in this chopper has been great. I bought that on Amazon. I can put a link to that NOCO battery too if you want. And it's a small footprint. They have different sizes, and it comes with these like plastic spacers, so you can actually make it taller if you need to by simply those plastic spacers, but they make different sizes and stuff. What else? Of course, you can always just buy another AGM. There's nothing going wrong with an OEM battery, but I think if you have a modern touring bike, get one of these new Advan batteries. They're lightweight, they're lots of power, they should last a really long time. So, also my NOCO Genius charger does lithium, AGM, or lead acid, so it'll actually be a maintainer for it. It'll be a trickle charger, all that stuff. Now, before someone jumps in the comment section, I'm going to address the dumbest comment that's going to be in there, because I'll tell you what, if you're on the YouTubes enough, you'll see the comment section's filled with just brilliant people. Just wow, so much knowledge. Anyway, someone's commenting right up, goddamn new bike already needs a battery. Taiwan. They're saying something stupid like that. Let me say it again. The bike went dead, and it sat still for 5 weeks with a dead battery. That destroys the battery. It's not the 24 Harley. No one's, come on, work with me here. If a battery sits completely flat for more than a month, it'll damage the cells of the battery. Okay? All right, so now let's do this. So what we got to do is pull out this. Oh, also, I can't believe I forgot this. My NOCO Genius charger, when it came back and gave me that amp problem the second time, plugged in and left it, because the Genius will actually charge it and then leave it on trickle. Again, there's no sponsorship bullshit going on here. I like NOCO stuff, and that Genius charger is cool. Anyway, it charges it and then trickles it. It'll maintain charge. So I left it on that. And when it came out, I'm not going to bother. You just trust me. When I picked up the NOCO, there's one of these icons that's red, and it shows a battery with an X. And I was like, what does that mean? So I Googled it, and it means bad battery. So the NOCO, during a trickle charge, actually analyzes the battery and tests it and all that stuff while it's doing all that cool stuff. I'll put a link if you want one of those. They're really cool shit. I have the jump pack, I have the battery and the chopper, and I have the Genius 10. Mine's the old version too. There's even a better version on now. And it tests the battery, and it said the battery's dead. So the battery is not good. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is pull the seat off, and I'll show you what these look like under the seat. They're not as bad as the previous generation. The ECM is on the side of the bike now, along with the BCM, so there's a little bit of less stuff under there, but still stuff. So let me get the seat off, and then I'll be back. Totally lied. So I just took the seat off, and this plastic plate rests on top of the battery. The BCM's right there. So I don't know. No, it still sucks. Never mind. It still sucks under here. Just not quite as bad. So I can't do this one-handed, so I'm going to have to just go at it. But This is sitting down in these like teeth, the BCM here. You got to get that back out of the way, which is why you want a trickle charger. Actually, not a trickle charger. The one that comes on them, which is this guy, little SAE connector for your battery tender, not adequate. Because this is trickle charge. This is not a charger. This is not a jumper or whatever. The NOCO thing that I freaking swear by, you can see it here. It's a separate harness. Screws the battery, hangs out the side, and you can charge off of it. You can hook a jump pack straight up to it. You cannot jump off these. These will melt. There's not enough ass here. So I'll show you that in a minute. But it's just a replacement dongle. I have them both on right now. I'm probably just going to ditch that completely. And then, yeah, so, all right, let me get at it. So one thing I will say about getting that out, they at least had the strap under it. You know what I mean? I took the BCM out completely. Just 3 plugs. Took that out. Set that aside safely. Also, new tool day. These came today. So I just said the other day in a video, you should have yourself some Icon T-handles. Well, I couldn't find my 20, was it? Or T15 or T20? I can't remember. But I was doing something to my... needed the T15 or whatever. I was putting a foregrip on. And could not find it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to use this as an excuse to go ahead and get these. So my buddy Nick sent me the SAE and metrics of these. Bondhus. Angry German name. Bondhus. He sent me those, God love him, as a gift, and I bought the Torx of them. So these are really freaking good. Nice weight. They feel good. Anyway, so $44 I paid for them or something like that. I'll put the link if you're interested, but you got to have T-handle Torx from working on Harley. So the new battery, way easier, actually. You take the BCM out, which of course that's a pain, but the battery sits under this tray, and the tray has a screw. I would prefer a screw than like little plastic clips and teeth, and it's just a pain in the ass. Whereas you take that screw out, the whole thing comes out easy, and what do I do with it? Right, this guy, this little cage sits over it, and the BCM sits in that. So now, I should throw the new battery on a charger for a second. It's probably got a decent amount of charge in it, but why do that? So, yeah, I'm going to put the Genius on that for a minute. It's got the alligator clips over there, too. And then set it to lithium. It'll be charged in minutes because the Genius, like, reads the battery, reads how fast it can take a charge, and then does that. So it's really neat stuff. So it's called a power box. The hell did I pay for it? Hang on. $3.99. So I paid $3.99 for it. I didn't pay for shipping. Was that normal or anyway? So, and the cold cranking amps is 615. So, yeah. What's the CCA on the stalker? Does it say? CCA is 405. So we're already getting 50% more cold cranking amps out of this thing. So, and then amp hours, 28 amp hours versus 45 amp hours. Watt hours, is that even on there? I don't see that. But yeah, so we're doubling the battery basically out of this box for $3.99. And I think an AGM is going to be $350-ish, $375. Let me look that up. Somebody's going to ask. Hang on. Totally lied. Stock battery is $210. So this was more, but I don't care. It's twice the battery, you know? All right, so we got the battery. Does it have the little screen still like the old one did? Doesn't look like it. The first generation of these with the bike is gone that I had it in had a little screen. You press a button to show you percentage of charge and stuff, but I don't see it on this one here. But it does. Look at this. There's a difference. I can pick it up with one hand easily. So, the little screen. All right, so what I'm going to do is, my old screws work? Do I need to use, I guess these are brass. Should I? I'm going to check and see if they're the same thread, and if so, then I'll run the ones that have Phillips, because I don't like having to use a wrench, you know what I mean? Big Phillips does the job. So I'll use the brass washer stuff. So let me check that thread real quick, and then I'm just going to drop this in, and then we're done. But I mean, I don't know. It's what I was doing today. Totally forgot it comes with trickle charger. Yeah, there's one thing. So this, if you have like an old school battery tender or something, be careful first, right? You cannot run a non-lithium charger on a lithium battery. It does not work. So it comes with a proper trickle charger, not a jump pack or whatever. And even, is that a new dongle even? Wait, is that? Yeah, it even comes with a new SAE dongle. So you won't need it because you can use your stalker. But yeah, if you do not have a lithium-ion compliant charger, do not put it on there. You'll kill the battery. So that $400 battery will be a paperweight. If you put a regular old school charger on it, it'll just freaking ruin it. So it comes with a charger and all that stuff. So that's a good deal. Anyways, but my Genius will be fine. So I did check also the threads are the same. So I'm going to use the stock Phillips style. So let me throw the charger on this for a second. As soon as I get a green light on it that it's fully charged, we'll drop it in. So that's a thing. So anyway, so I just hooked up my Genius, and the lithium ion turned blue and then shut off. The charger would not charge it. So is this bad? So I sent a note to Alan real quick. I went, what do you know about this? And he's like, yeah, you do not run any chargeable hours in that battery. I was like, why? Is there an issue? He goes, no. He goes, lithium ions, there's too many standards. There's too many things out there right now. And it's a good thing. He goes, it shows your Genius is a decent charger because it shut off, right? Like it didn't keep trying to charge it. He goes, but whenever you buy a good lithium battery, it should come with a charger, the appropriate charger, because there's all kinds of different standards and stuff. So he's like, use our charger. You're not going to need to jump it. A lithium battery it's not a thing. These batteries are so strong and they stay charged and stuff. So anyway, I'm not going to have to put Alan's dongle on it because it's... Yeah, I said that. All right, so what I'm going to do is plug in the charger. The factory SAE connector, I'm sure, is fine. I don't see why I would need to change and add a different one. The bike has one. Let's test a theory. Yeah, so even without the BCM plugged in, this new SAE charger, I'm going to take that off. Well, I'm like, well, it's not wired to the battery, so it must be integrated into the harness, right? So I dropped the new Advent battery in, screwed it in. So the only thing screwed to the battery right now is the single connections from the bike, negative and the positive. I took my NOCO dongle off because I won't be able to use it, and just plugged in the Advent charger that comes with the battery, and yeah, it's actually integrated into the harness, because look, she's charging. So it's half charged already. So I'm going to wait till I get to the top, which will only take a few seconds. When I chatted with Alan, I was like, so was this a bad idea? You know, I'm like, because I can't use the NOCO, and so the other's like, no, he goes, I put one, and he's got a 25 Road Glide, the Mystic Shift or whatever, and he put his battery in it like first day. Like he's like, I run all my parts and all in the bike. So he's like, it's golden. It's just that you have to use if you're smart. That's not to say that other chargers won't work. That's not to say that a battery tender wouldn't work. Because again, the SAE plug's the same. But he's like, you just don't want to do that. You want to use the correct charger with the correct battery with these high power lithium. So anyway, it's plugged in and it's charging. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the BCM back in now. And in theory, the lithium, you're never going to need to jump it anyway, right? Worst case scenario, you leave it in your toy hauler, all right? Theoretical situation. And you don't disable trailer mode, or you don't put it in trailer mode. And then you haul it all the way across the country to where, Then you unload it, and she don't start, and you're just going to plug that in, because lithiums charge shockingly fast. So you're going to plug the charger in, take it with you, and then you'll be good to go pretty fast. Because again, lithiums don't go completely flat, number one. And number two, if they do, it doesn't kill them. Number three, they charge fast. So, all right, it's already on 3 now. It's got 4 lights. It's already on the 3rd of 4. So, all right, so I'll throw the BCM in. Smallest things amuse me. And one of the things that I've never had a bike go back together so nicely when it comes to like wires and stuff. Mind you, the stereo harness is in here. So this Rockford system's got wires and stuff, so there's an extra big plug and harness. But if it weren't for that, like putting the battery in it, putting that tray over, that cage over it, screwing it down, this little ancillary plastic bit tucks right up under there and snaps in, like it looks factory, except for the big stupid harness of stereo. It is what it is. So, all right, let's see if she just fires right up or not. So I already unplugged the charger. So it was mostly charged. It's fine. So still got this is the one that's integrated into the actual wiring harness. I'm going to find a better place to run that. Actually, you know what? Steve at Sickbaggers did a thing recently where you could put a jack in the side of your side cover. Maybe I'll do that. It can't be, hooked to the battery style. Again, it could, because there's this one's integrated in the harness. So if it's just a cable that plugs in, I'll have to look. Because I ordered one on his video. I ordered one for my golf cart. Because you always have to keep a battery turn on those things if you don't drive them every day. We never drive ours. So, all right, anyway. So, short story, let's go ahead and fire it up. It should start real fast because, again, 4 cranking amps. Yeah, okay. That works. So, go ahead and shut it off. If you're somebody who has stereo equipment or things like that, this is a good idea. More amps, holds the charge better, more amp hours, all that sort of stuff is a good sort of front line of defense to make sure your bike starts. So I'm going to now throw the seat back on it, plug that in, and just let it just charge until it's just completely topped off. But there you go. Yes, costs more. Just does. It's better. That's all it is. So I think it was $210 for a battery from the dealer. Well, that's on the website. You have to call your dealer so they actually want for it. So $210 for an AGM battery. This is $389 for a lithium-ion battery, but it comes with a charger, and it's double the amp hours and double the cold cranking amps and all that sort of stuff. So, well, not double. It's 50%. 50% more cold cranking amps and double the amp hours, right? Yeah, right at. So, anyway, comment down below what you think. Am I bummed that I can't use my NOCO on it? Am I sure that I can't use my NOCO on it? No. But when the guy who sells them says, no, don't do that, then I won't do it. And on the charger, it says, do not use the Harley charger. Do not use this charger. So there's a thing going on with these lithium batteries that you really want to make sure the way you're charging them is correct for the battery. Otherwise, things could go to pot, as they used to say. Anyway, comment down below what your thoughts are. Love you all to death. Take care of each other. We'll talk soon. Bye.